Today we're talking about the Tony nominations. It's very exciting on the OnStage Black Theater podcast. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the OnStage Black Theater podcast. And today we are taking a look at the latest Tony nominations for Best of Broadway. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm theater critic Rachel Wagner, and Jacqueline Collier's here.
Rachel, it's like our Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yes, yes. And our friend Marc Bonanni is here. Yay!
Hey, thanks for having me back. One of the high holy days in the theater community.
Yeah, that's right. And how have you been?
I've been all right, just living the dream, I guess.
Well, I'm really excited to talk to you about the nominees and I mean, especially the musicals. I think you've seen more. I mean,
Most of them. There's a
most.
few I have to get to.
Yeah, yeah. Well, see, just gonna address that right out of the beat is that last year people were irritated that we were all talking about the nominations and we hadn't seen a lot of the musicals. I'd seen some last year. This year I've seen zero because I couldn't afford a New York trip this year. That's just the reality of the situation. And but the way that I look at it, and I did try really hard, actually. I asked a lot of different people. Nobody could do it. I look at it as the Onstage Black Theater podcast. It really has its home in community theater. And that's what a lot of the articles on the site are about, is about community theater and about supporting community theater. And so I think that's why they were interested in someone like me, who mainly covers community theater. And so the way that I'm looking at this is from the lens of your average community theater Broadway fan who isn't able to see these shows but is still interested in who's getting nominated, what's out there. Can't wait until the Tonys to see the performances, to actually see these shows. The Thanksgiving Day Parade and the Tony Awards, that's when we get to see it. And leading up to the awards, on the various morning shows, things like that. It's very exciting for us to get a little peek, into these incredible productions. So there's plenty of other podcasts with people that are your insider experts who've seen everything a million times, and this is a different perspective. So that's my excuse if I'm going into it. But I know that at least Jackson and Marc, you have seen some of them.
Yes.
Yes, so
Yes,
you've got
not as
definitely
much as
up
I
on
would
me.
have liked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, not as much as I would have liked it in other years that you've been here, Rachel. You've seen more than me. So, I mean, hey, you don't always have to
Yeah.
live here to see a lot of theater here.
Well, and also my work, what I was doing through March, was made it hard for me to leave on the weekends. So that was also a factor as well this year, not doing a New York trip. So hopefully in this next year, in this next season, I'll be able to go out there. But anyway, that is the situation. And but it's been an interesting season for Broadway because we haven't had that many new shows because we had that kind of glut of material, both revivals and new, after the pandemic, and we had so many, and then this year not as many. So I think there were six shows that were eligible new.
There were
Uh,
two
yeah,
musicals this season, that is correct.
yes, yes. I mean, how do you feel about that? About the state of Broadway as far as new productions? What do you think, Marc?
I think that it's this happens all the time. It's a year with a gluttony of productions, and then the next year is sort of lighter. If you go back and look at the seasons from years and years past, you'll see
Yeah,
it's the natural flow of the industry. It's nothing, alarming. It's
yeah. Yeah, I
happening.
remember somebody telling me that the year before Rent came out, I think there were only two shows nominated that year.
Yeah, yeah. Here's
And
here's a random story for you. So
yeah,
yeah, it was Sunset Boulevard. That was the big show.
yes.
That's what won.
Yeah.
Andrew Lloyd Webber. They told Webber that they may not be able to have a best musical category. They may have to eliminate it because of not enough nominees. So
Yeah.
uh, there was an off-Broadway musical called I Love You, You're Perfect Now Change that was really popular. Andrew Lloyd Webber's company was going to pay to bring that to Broadway just so that they would have competition to beat so they could get the best musical Tony.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Mark. Are you
Yes, it
serious?
is
Yeah, yeah.
true. But then the Tonys let it be two nominees, and so they didn't have to do that. But yes, that is true.
Yeah, and so then the next year, everything changes, with Rent and it's this phenomenon and everything.
And like
So you
last year there
never
was
know.
14 or 16 shows. A lot of
Yeah,
those shows are still running, so
right.
there's not enough theaters for new stuff. So
That's true.
it's not it's like when everyone freaks out in January over everything closing, and it's like no, that's just what happens. It's just how
Uh-huh.
it goes.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about that, Jax? About the state of Broadway?
Yeah, I think it also, I echo everything Mark said. And I also think it makes space for interesting things that might not
Yeah.
necessarily usually show up on Broadway, like Schmigadoon and Titanic.
Yeah.
Not saying that those are necessarily things that I necessarily think I'm super excited around Broadway, but they're interesting. They're different. I saw Titanic 10
Yeah.
times when it was off Broadway. Um, I think it's actually really cool for an off Broadway audience, but
Hmm.
there's a lot to
Yeah.
say about that. But regardless, it it makes space for interesting different things to be able to be there. Like even like I'm not sure in a more crowded season if Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York would be getting the attention it's getting. It certainly deserves it. I
Yeah.
think it's a fantastic show. But I think it does make a little bit of space, which excites me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. Well, so as far as in total with the nominations, there were 129 nominations, went on 26 categories, and 21 nominations went to productions that have already closed, and 45 nominations went to productions that opened before spring 2026. So that's interesting. And then you had Schmigadoon and the Lost Boys leading the pack with 12 nominations each. And then Ragtime had 11, A Death of a Salesman 9, Cats the Jellicle Ball at 9, and Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show. Is it always given the Richard O'Brien moniker? Or is that
No,
unique for this?
no, it's also, what is it? Arthur Miller's Death of a
Yeah, yeah,
Salesman,
yes.
as
I
opposed
had
to
never
Neil
heard of
Simon's
that
Death of a
before.
Salesman. Like, what? I hate when they put the
It's,
authors.
it's like in the
Jesus.
movies, just this last we had Lee Cronin's The Mummy. We're like, who the heck is Lee Cronin? Nobody knows who it is. It's not like it's John Carpenter. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes a little more sense because if you were going to write something else called The Rocky Horror Show and you want to differentiate it,
yeah,
there's The Mummy, this new horror kid scary movie Mummy, as opposed to the awesome Brendan Fraser Mummy movie.
yeah. It was just funny. We're all like,
I
what?
hate it. I hate it.
I was like, well, maybe I just didn't know that if that was always included, and I just didn't know because
No.
but that's really funny. But yeah, so that's where it all went down. The other thing I was actually going to say about our what we were talking about before is the other thing that I have to keep we have to keep in mind about this year is that I think some of the most memorable stuff wouldn't have qualified for the Tonys, like Masquerade. So some of the things that are changing the Broadway landscape and making a huge impact wouldn't qualify for as one of the Tony things. So I think that's something to remember as well. That sometimes it takes a while for things like that to sort of filter down into the main crop of Broadway theaters. There are 41 acting nominees. Seven are making their Broadway debut. So we have Luke Evans, Sam Tutty, Will Harrison, Leslie Manville, Aya Cash, Alden Ehrenreich, and Leighton Williams. And then you have seven previous Tony nominees who haven't yet to win. So that's Mark Strong, Joshua Henry, Carrie Coon, Betsy Adam, and Richard Thomas, Shoshana Bean, and Bryce Pinkham. They'd all been nominated before. And then nine are previous Tony winners. So you had Danny Burstein, Brendan Ernowitz, Daniel Radcliffe, John Lithgow, Nathan Lane, Kelly O'Hara, Laurie Metcalf, Ruben Santiago Hudson, and Andre DeShields. So there we go. Three have already won Olivier Awards for their performances. John Lithgow, Leighton Williams, and Leslie Manville. So that was pretty cool to know. And we had Danny Burstein becoming the most nominated person, male actor, for the
Still
Tony.
two
So that's
behind
pretty cool.
Audra, which I love.
Yeah, she's got 11, so
She's got 11.
As is
good luck
right.
with that. Good luck with that. But that's pretty cool. And June Squibb becoming the oldest nominee.
Isn't she like 96?
96,
96?
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
girl, get it.
Across the 12 lighting design nominations for plays and musicals, seven went to women. That is not a small thing. This is from Chris. He said on Stage Blog in his thing. He said, that's not a small thing, especially in a field that for a very long time has been treated like one of those technical spaces where women were either underrepresented, overlooked, or somehow expressed to be grateful just to be in the room. So that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really
No?
cool and very surprising.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
And
let's.
Best Actress, Best Actress in a Musical, all five nominees are first-time nominees,
Oh,
which
cool.
hasn't
Yeah.
happened, I
So
think, for the 24 or 26 years. Yeah.
yeah. So
That's
yeah, I
awesome.
mean, we can start there. So best performance by an actress in a leading role in a musical. We had Sarah Chase in Schmigadoon, Stephanie Hsu in Rocky Horror Show, Casey Levy in Ragtime, Marla Mindell in Titanic, and Christiana Pitts in Two Strangers Carry a Cake. So, Mark, what did you think about these?
I thought this was pretty good. I haven't seen Rocky Horror Show yet, so I can't speak on Stephanie Shu, but I wish that Jessica Voss could have squeezed in there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did you see Beaches?
I did.
What'd you think?
Did. I thought Jessica Voss was great.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I I would have loved to have seen her get recognized for carrying that show.
Mm.
Hard.
I don't understand why they went off the book. Like, why? I
Because
mean,
they
if you're
didn't have
making
rights to the film.
a...
They
Oh.
didn't have the rights to the
But
film.
Bette Midler offered all the music and they said no thank you.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
I heard that from someone in the show and I don't think it was in confidence.
Hmm.
She didn't tell me in confidence. She said it
Yeah.
like it was something that was talked about
Because
pretty openly in the cast.
I mean, it would just be so easy to adapt that movie as a Broadway musical. It's literally about a performer. The
But
openings.
they don't want to. They don't want the writer of the book wanted to be like her thing. Like
Oh,
she didn't want to.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
that
it's one of
she was
those.
not allowed
That's.
to be involved in the film of
Yep.
Beaches, and so this was like her baby. So
Yes.
yeah, I don't think they wanted to be. I
Uh,
think I think if I'm not mistaken, in the very first incarnation of the musical, which is it's been kicking around for years,
mhm.
Wind Beneath Your Wings wasn't in it. But I think so many people
It's like Pretty
who
Woman. It's
play,
absurd. It doesn't even have Pretty Woman in it. It's absolutely
no,
absurd.
no.
I mean, the in the movie, there's a great sequence where she's performing in a Broadway show about the about the maker of the brassiere,
Oh, I was so
brassiere,
mad
and I
that
was
Otto
like, that
Kitzlinger
song
was
would have been
not. I was so
hilarious.
mad. Yeah, no,
Like
Beaches was
like that, it was just screaming Broadway, and the fact that they I don't know. I just the fact they went off the book, it's like Mary Poppins all over again, which is was in my opinion terrible. So shoot, that sucks.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean Jessica Vosk,
Jessica Voss,
that's
I really, yeah, I would have loved to have seen her get. I also would have liked to
so
have
good.
seen Samantha Schwartz get in for Best Supporting, who's the little girl who plays young Stacey
Mm,
Bloom, because she gives one of the greatest star-making performances. She's a little 10-year-old
really.
who just eats that stage alive. It's amazing.
That's not one of
Well,
your
see,
students,
I
is
really
it, Jax?
no, and I really like the Nina. I thought the direction that they took the two kids besides Nina was interesting.
Well, and also I've
Interesting.
heard from everybody that they don't use the teenagers at all. Like, why do you
No,
even cast them? That's
barely.
so weird.
I've also never seen the movie, so I had nothing to.
I mean, the movie
character.
is very soapy. It's a very like
The
it would
show
be
is
on
very
like
soapy.
Lifetime Network now, which no shade to Lifetime. That's just what it is. Like that's where it would be now. And
As I
but
was watching it, I remember thinking, this is a book. It's like a saga. It's like just
yeah.
chapters in a life. It's like, what are we doing here?
That's so stupid. I can't
Yeah.
believe that. That's so dumb that they did that. Well, so then the actor in a leading role in a musical, we had Nicholas Christopher for Chess, Luke Evans for Rocky Horror Show, Joshua Henry in Ragtime, Sam Teddy in Two Strangers, and Brendan Uranowitz in Ragtime. So, any thoughts about this, Mark?
I think it's perfect. I think
Yeah.
it's exactly what it,
Hmm.
should have been.
Yeah, I saw Brendan Uranowitz in Tick Tick Boom at the Kennedy Center. It was
So
so
good.
good. It
He
was
is, yeah,
so
he was
good.
every Casey Levy, Joshua Henry, and Brandon Uranowitz were, I mean, not to minimize their career, but they were born to play these roles in ragtime.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's so perfect. So I'm glad Brandon was also recognized alongside
Mhm.
Josh.
What did you think of Ragtime?
Loved it.
Yeah, you
It's,
loved it.
you
Yeah.
know, it, original production aside, you're not going to get a better ragtime, I don't think.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
have some quibbles about this production, the
It was kept pretty
direction.
minimalist, right? The
It started at
production?
Encores, so that's what
Okay.
it is. But
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
feel like it's lacking anything. At least I didn't. But I did some problems with the production. I even have some problems with the show itself. But it's
Uh-huh. Jax, did you see Ragtime?
No, I didn't see Ragtime, but I love Joshua Henry. So even
Mm,
though
yeah.
I also thought Sam Tutty was incredible. Like he was so charming in Two Strangers, but I am rooting for Joshua Henry in this category.
people will riot and burn
Yeah.
Radio
Oh,
City
you
down.
oh
I
you
mean, he
think?
better win. He's gonna win.
He
Oh,
has
you think he's the clear favorite?
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's his year.
Yeah. And he's very talented, there's no question. So we have Best Play, we have The Ballisters, which I think was one of the last things to open. I think it was just the last week. And Giant, Liberation, and Little Bear Ridge Road. And then for revival, we have Death of a Salesman, Becky Shaw, Every Brilliant Thing, Fallen Angels, and Oedipus. So, Jax, what do you think about these?
I mean, Liberation is one of the my favorite plays now. And I think
Hmm.
Susanna Flood, who I've talked about, I can't stop talking about Susanna Flood, and I won't stop talking about Susanna Flood. She was incredible in The Counter. I saw it twice. Um, Liberation, I think she's just, I mean, she blows my mind in this role, but the entire ensemble is fantastic. Um, so I really hope that they get their
Hmm.
flowers. I have not seen Giant, but Aya Cash is a brilliant actor. So I'm sure she's great in that. I'm excited that she's nominated. Don't know the Ballisters really at all. And Little Bear Ridge Road, I thought Laurie Metcalf was incredible. I thought that a lot of others felt a little like uneven. Did you see it, Mark?
Hmm.
No, that's a Scott Rudin one. I'm not doing the Scott Rudin production.
Ooh, I don't even
Yeah.
realize that
It's
I
just
should
a,
Well,
you
so
have.
he was
know,
nominated for two, because he had also did Death of a Salesman.
yeah. I
He
mean, the
produced
thing is,
that.
I say that, but Little Berry's Road it closed after like a month, so there was
Mhm.
really no chance to see that. And
Hmm.
Death of a Salesman, yeah, it's Scott Rudin. Plus, I saw Philip Seymour Hoffman do it, 10-ish years
Mm,
ago.
yeah. Well,
So
and they had a revival not that long ago, right? Didn't they have one with
yeah, they had another revival after that.
Yeah.
Um,
just
with
a couple of years ago, didn't they?
with what's his? My mind went blank. He's in Elsbeth. It'll come to me when I'm not trying to think of it.
But yeah, The Ballisters, it's a comedy play.
The
Uh,
comedies are getting their due.
raw.
Fallen Angels is a really I haven't seen it yet, but it's on the top of my list because it's a traditional like slapsticky. true blue comedy.
It says Balster's a raucous wild ride through a small community with big feelings.
It's basically it's an HOA meeting is the
Okay.
setup of the play. It's an
Wild
HOA
ride.
comedy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And of course, Giant, that's about Roald Dahl and I guess his bigotry and other complicated
That's
aspects of
that's
him.
another one that's supposed to be really brilliant, but it's like it's a play about a divisive man played by
Hmm.
John Lithgow who's brilliant but is
You,
in the Harry Potter thing and has defended J.K. Rowling. So it's like,
Hmm. Yeah. I guess it did well in the West End
it's
and
supposed
then
to be
came
brilliant
over
and he's supposed to
here.
be brilliant in it, but I don't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, I was wrestling with wanting to see that one because don't really care about John Lithgow, but I really love Aya Cash, so I have not seen it though. Mm-hmm.
So revival of a play, like I said, we had Death of Salesman, Becky Shaw, Every Brilliant Thing, Fallen Angels, and Oedipus. Did you all get to see any of these?
No, I really want to see Becky Shaw. I saw it when it premiered off Broadway in 2009, and it was one of the greatest nights of theater I've ever seen. I remember that was really, I feel like, one of my big off Broadway awakenings was
Mm.
seeing Becky Shaw. So it's a brilliant play, and I've heard this production is amazing. So I want to see that.
It's about
Yeah,
a
I
disastrous blind date that exposes the messy codependent relationships between two couples, exploring themes of love, sex, and ethics with sharp wit and humor.
Yeah, I love Becky Shaw. I've never seen it, I've just read it. Lauren Patton is someone who I was really obsessed with to the point that yeah, I think it potentially could have ended my marriage. I went to after I saw her in Jagged Little Pill, she did 5 concerts in New York, like right in a row. I went to every one. I was talking to her mom. I mean, it was a sickness. But I can't wait to see her in this. I've heard she's brilliant. I really like Patrick Ball. I'm sure that this is, yes, like Mark said, it's supposed to be a fantastic production.
So the acting nominations we had best performance by an actor in a play. We've got Will Harrison, Punch, Nathan Lane, Death of a Salesman, John Lithgow, Giant, Daniel Radcliffe, Every Brilliant Thing, Mark Strong, Oedipus. And then for actress, we have Rose Byrne, Fallen Angels, Carrie Coon, Bug, Susanna Flood, Liberation, Leslie Manville, Oedipus, and Kelly O'Hara for Fallen Angels. So. There we go. That is all of them. A
Yeah.
lot
Ca-
of familiar names. So that's
Yeah,
exciting.
Carrie Coon, I mean, tore it up in Bug, like tore it up. I don't really even love the Playbug. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
Good. It's
Yeah.
really good. It's good, but like it's not for me.
Uh-huh.
Um, but wow. I mean,
Says
wow.
plays a small town waitress caught up in a web of paranoid delusions and conspiracy theories. So there you
Yeah.
go. Did you both see that?
The light version. No, I have not. I did not
Oh,
see
you
the
haven't seen
production
it.
of Bug,
Oh,
but I know the show.
oh, you know the show.
And
Okay. Cool.
I think I think they brought the entire company that did it at Steppenwolf, which was, I mean, chef's kiss. Like they were a well-oiled machine. It was a fantastic show. Like,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was a little bit surprised that two of the plays got included in the original score. Is that unusual or is that normal? Does that happen a lot?
I wouldn't say it happens a lot, but it does happen. It's
Mm.
not unheard of, especially when new scores are liked. There's
Mm.
a plethora of new scores.
Yeah, so they have Death of a Salesman, Joe Turner's Come and Gone, The Lost Boys, Schmigadoon, and Two Strangers for score. So I thought that was interesting. All right, let's talk about the music. So best book of a musical, we've got The Lost Boys, Schmigadoon, Titanic, and Two Strangers. And and then for best musical, we have The Lost Boys, Schmigadoon, Titanic, and Two Strangers. So new musicals. So Mark, have you seen these four?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So let's go through them all and let me know what you think of them. So we have The Lost Boys. I feel like this one has all of a sudden become like controversial. Like People seem to either love it or hate it. Um, and so where do you stand with
I
Lost
thoroughly
Boys?
enjoyed it.
Okay.
There's this thing of vampire musicals on Broadway. There was this curse of vampire musicals. So I've seen every vampire musical that's come to Broadway.
Okay.
Dance of the Vampires, Lestat, and Dracula the musical, where I
Uh-huh.
call it the unholy trinity of vampire musicals. And so I think Lost Boys has broken the curse. I think
Oh,
it's
that's
a
good.
lot of fun. I think it strikes a nice balance of camp versus serious tone of horror with you know I mean I took my
Yeah.
11-year-old to see it. We it,
Okay.
and she loved it. Both of us obviously had never seen the movie. I had never seen the movie.
It's a good
And
movie. I recommend it. It's
I
entertaining.
do want to see it. I
Yeah.
thought it was a lot of fun. I didn't think it was
Yeah.
perfect. I think it's a lot of show. I mean, it's like there was no sets in Ragtime because they were all in Lost Boys. They took
Yeah.
all the sets and
Yeah.
lighting.
One
Um,
thing, just following it from afar, that's been interesting is that is it seemed like they really changed a lot in previews,
they
which seems to
worked
be
that
uncommon
show.
these days. Like usually it's gonna, but they were like dropping songs and moving things around and like really changing a
Yeah,
lot.
adding back in there's a I did not know about it ahead of time and it blew my mind. There's a post credit scene, or I guess a post
Yeah.
curtain scene that happens after the bows. There's like a scene which my Marvel loving heart, I was like, oh my God, it's a post credit scene in real life. And I think they cut that after the night I
Yeah.
saw it, but then it was put back in, and yeah,
Oh,
I have never seen I mean, publicly, I don't think a show has had this much work and previews done.
Yeah.
So,
I think it was Kate Ranking on TikTok. It was one of the TikTokers that I follow. That she had seen
yeah,
it.
they were really into
Yeah, they seen
going
it
back and
like 8 or 9 times they've seen it.
yeah,
And so they saw all these different versions of it. And I'm like, wow,
that's one of
man,
the
that's
fun things
cool.
and bummer things about you know previews. If you live here and you're able to see it multiple
Yeah,
times, it's great and it's fun to see it change.
mm,
If that's your one time seeing the show, I would personally want to see the finished,
yeah.
but
mhm.
I can go back and see it. So.
Yeah. Well, and you do get them for less, usually. It's cheaper to see the preview, which is
Nope.
not anymore.
Never. I mean, sometimes you can get discount codes, but the
Uh-huh.
ticket prices themselves are never cheaper for previews. And that's actually, it's been a
Oh, really?
controversial subject. Should previews
Oh,
be cheaper because it's technically
oh.
not a finished product?
Well, way back when I saw the Drowsy Chaperone in previews, I got a great deal. So I guess I thought it was because of previews, but I guess it was just a great deal. But yeah, that's the only time I've ever seen anything in preview was I saw the Drowsy Chaperone way, way back in preview, and I really enjoyed it. Um, I mean, what about you, Jax? Have you seen any of these four? I mean, I guess you said you've
Um,
seen Titanic 10 times, but
yes, I've seen it 10 times, but none on Broadway. I'm curious, Mark. Uh, did you see it when it was off Broadway
Oh, you know what? I've not seen Titanic at all,
at all?
oh,
ever.
Okay, so
ever.
we balance each other out.
No.
Um,
Okay.
I'm curious how it transitions to the Broadway stage. I think what I loved about Titanic is I saw it both when it was in, as they joked at the end of the show, the basement of a Gristedes when it was at like the old UCB space, and
Hmm.
then when it was at Daryl Roth, and it just has such a unique charm that felt like it was very like in queer culture, theater culture, like outside of the mainstream, which made it really kind of cool and fun. I'm sure a lot of that still translates, but I'm interested to see how it all shakes out. I think it's very cool that Marla Mandel got nominated. I mean, she
Yeah.
created this show and she's created an incredible character that she does actual improv in the show every night. That is, I mean, the 10 times I saw it was so spot on each time. So there's a lot of exciting things about Titanic.
I'd be curious if any of the listeners have seen both of them because it seems like to me Schmigadoon and Technique might kind of cancel themselves out a little bit because it seems
Why?
like they're both sort of parody musicals
I don't
making
think so.
fun
I don't think
of.
you should count out Schmigadoon at all. I
Hmm.
think Schmigadoon is a front runner.
But aren't they kind of similar? I mean, aren't they both?
No.
They're both farces about making fun of Broadway.
Titanic, I mean, again, I haven't seen it, but it's a spoof of
Oof,
Titanic.
yeah.
It's not an original score. The Schmigadoon is
Oh,
an original story with original
right.
characters that,
Okay.
yes,
I
they're
can see what
trapped
you're
in a
saying.
musical, so they make fun of the tropes of Broadway, but it's not it's a spoof versus an homage.
Mm,
But
okay.
I don't think people would look at them as the same animal. At least I don't think so.
Mm. Well, let's talk about Schmigadoon because this is definitely your most anticipated. I think I can confidently
Yes,
say.
I've been waiting for a long time. I got to go to the invited dress performance.
Yeah, yeah. So,
That's when
I
I
mean,
saw
you
it.
were a big fan of the show, the
Hmm.
TV show, as was I. We all did recaps. And so tell us about your experience.
It was surreal for me. I mean, doing my breakdowns on my little channel. I mean, I've seen Schmigadoon frame by frame hundreds of times. So seeing it live and in person is crazy.
Hmm.
But there was some little surprises. There's a lot of new songs, which is why it's eligible for best score. A lot of people were surprised that it was eligible because it was a lot of it was written before. But there is a lot of new music, enough to warrant the nomination, and some little tiny plot things that have changed. That's fun, but I'm just excited for people to experience it live. I thought the cast was mostly wonderful, and I think it's just a grand time.
Hmm. So do you think that anybody that's a fan of the show will enjoy the musical
Oh
version?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Jax, did you watch Schmigadoon, the show?
No,
Okay,
haven't
okay,
seen it.
okay. Well, let's talk about Two Strangers. So, Jax, what do you think about this show?
I mean, I love New York City. This show is just so delightful. Like, I think it's really brave and exciting to do something that doesn't have like a recognized, like there's no IP to speak of. It the two um actors in this are so incredible. They have fantastic chemistry. I wouldn't say the songs are particularly memorable or like blow your mind incredible, but there was just so much fun and joy and life in this
Hmm.
production, and I'm just so happy that it exists.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I mean, it just seems like my kind of thing.
I think you'll love it.
It
It's
seems like
yeah.
a Hallmark
Yes.
rom-com movie. That's
Yes.
exactly
I
what it
mean,
is.
did you like it, Mark?
I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I enjoyed it very much. It wasn't. I There was no songs I was itching to put on my playlist. I thought, yeah, Sam Tutty was uh, very charming, very endearing. I would like to see him more. I was excited for Christiane Pitts, who was the star of King Kong, that I was a fan of.
Yeah.
So it's nice for her to get some recognition. I thought it was really nice and pleasant. It wasn't
Hmm.
anything that I was rushing that I'm rushing
Yeah.
to see again.
I mean, they're not getting wasted though in Hallmark movies, which they definitely do in this one, which is fun. I was like, yes. I don't I'm sober and don't even drink, but I love messiness.
All right. So then, best revival of musical. So there were five eligible, I think.
Hmm.
And so then there's three nominated. So you've got Cats, the Jellicle Ball, Ragtime, and Rocky Horror. So were either of you surprised about Chess not getting in to
I
the
was pleasantly surprised
I was like
about
surprised.
Chess not getting in.
So you weren't a fan of Chess.
You know, I still don't know. I still don't know. It was like, this is garbage, but it's sort of entertaining, but it's terrible, but it's not, anyway,
Yeah. Were you surprised by that at all, Jax, that Chess didn't get in?
I haven't seen Chess, and I won't see anything with Leah Michelle. Um, I'm don't like her. For years of microaggressions, especially against Black women, I will not be supporting anything that woman does ever. But I was surprised. I was also really surprised she didn't get nominated, and I was thrilled about it. I'm usually not the kind of person that revels in someone not getting something. I'm usually someone who's like celebrating for people, and then if people I don't really care for get something, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just a bitter bee when it comes to her. So happy
I
to
would
not see her on the
agree.
list.
I would agree.
Really,
I was, it sounds so terrible. And again, I was pleasantly surprised because yes, I also don't support her career, but I'm also, if I see a production of someone who's problematic and they give a brilliant performance, I can acknowledge. Honestly, and it sounds so terrible, I thought that any number of women could have given the performance that she gave in Chess.
Mm.
It was nothing especially noteworthy, unlike Nicholas Christopher, who just
Yeah.
destroyed that stage and deserved that nomination wholeheartedly.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
well, I guess
Mark,
we'll get to Bryce.
no, I want to ask a quick question, Mark,
Yeah,
even though it's like slightly off topic, I think it's sort of on topic. Interesting to hear you say that, and I totally buy that. Did you see her? I didn't see her in Funny Girl. I saw Beanie twice, once with Rachel. Um, did you think that her Fanny Bryce was like blow your mind incredible?
I did not. I saw Julie Benko.
Oh, lucky you!
Yes.
Lucky you.
So I did not. I didn't. I'm sure she was
Everything I've heard from
fine.
everyone was that she was incredible.
Was she
So,
Fanny Bryce or was she Leah Michelle Fanny Bryce? That
yeah.
I don't know.
No.
That's
I
the
don't know. I
question.
No,
didn't. I
I
Yeah.
don't
didn't.
know.
Is that what everyone thinks of Fanny Bryce?
I
Anyway,
guess.
I don't know.
I mean, it's so hard to have them think about anybody other than Barbara,
Yeah. I mean, I saw her
you
in
know.
Spring Awakening hundreds of times, so I did merch for that.
Hmm.
And so
Hmm. Oh, yeah. So it seems like it's going to be the big battle is going to be between Cats and Ragtime. And I don't know. What do you think about that, Mark?
it's hard because you have a as great as you can have revival of ragtime and it's ragtime. Then you've got Cat's a Jellicle Ball, which is transformative.
Yeah.
This I hated Cats, hate Cats. This production fixes the whole thing for me. I loved this production of Cats. So, it's do you go for the one that completely reinvents the show or presents the show as it was meant to be in all its glory? So I think you give the edge to Cats for almost being a completely new production. But yeah, it's a tough
Yeah.
one.
What do you think about that, Jax?
I think Mark just put, having not seen either of them, I think you put it really well, Mark, is that, you know, it's like completely the passion that people are feeling about these and the quality of the performances and of the storytelling seems to be on equal footing, but then you're like approaching it from two different ways, like you're saying, as a perfect of a revival as it can be, and then taking something and like you wouldn't want a Pat's revival. This like completely turns it on its head. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out. But I think that these two shows in particular have just like moved people really deeply and people are really excited about them. And I think that's really special.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the Tony voters like to spread things out. That's one of the things people don't realize. So because I think Ragtime's going to get a lot of wins in the acting categories, I think they're going to give revival to
Hmm.
Cats.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see. One last thing. Let's see here. Let's do the featured roles real quick. Well, orchestrations, you have Schmigadoon, The Lost Boys, Two Strangers, Chess, and Jellicle Ball. Chess did get 5 nominations, total.
Slim season, everything. Well, not everything. Beaches and Queen of Versailles got zipped, but
Nothing. I was a little surprised that Versailles didn't get nominated in scenic design or in costumes because I heard those were really good. But um, but yeah, the
Not me over
actors.
here, no, over here forgetting that it was even this season. Like you said, Queen of
Yeah.
Versailles, and I was like, right.
I mean, because they create the whole Versailles in the background. I heard it was really cool looking, but yeah, not a great show. But so best featured role actress in a play. You have a Betsy Adam in Liberation, Mary Louise Burke in The Ballsters, Aya Cash in Giant, Laurie Metcalf in Death of Salesman, and June Squibb in Marjorie Prime. And then actor featured in a role in a play. You have Christopher Abbott in Death of a Salesman, Danny Brustein, Marjorie Prime, Brandon Durden, Waiting for Godot. That's not much love for Godot, considering that was kind of a flashy show this year. Alden Ehrenreich in Becky Shaw, Ruben Santiago Hudson in Joe Turner's Comic Gone, and Richard Thomas in Ballisters. And then we have uh, actress in a feature role in a musical, Shoshana Bean in The Lost Boys, Hannah Cruz in Chess, Rachel Dratch in The Rocky Horror Show, which I was really surprised to hear that because I thought that I heard mostly criticisms of her in
I
that.
haven't heard either way, but I know a lot of people were very surprised. That was a out of left field nomination
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
And Anna Gasteyer in Schmigadoon, I was happy to see her. She was my Elphaba when the first time I saw Wicked.
Really?
Yeah, her
I
and
love
then Kate
that.
Rangers was my Glinda, so
Ah,
that
that's
was pretty
good.
good.
That's a good pairing.
Yeah. Nichelle Lewis in Ragtime, and then for actor in a feature role in a musical, Ali Louise Borgozzi in The Lost Boys, Andre DeShields in Cats of Jokel, Bryce Pinkman in Chess, and Ben Levy Ross, Ragtime, Leighton Williams, Technique. So yeah, they do like to spread it around. A lot of different
Yeah,
shows getting
yeah, I'm interested in the Titanic nomination.
because I think
Like
a
as
lot of people
opposed to
thought that Jim
Jim
Parsons.
Parsons would maybe get it, or Constantine, I can never say his name.
Razuli.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Would maybe get it. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know because I've not seen him perform the role. So
Yeah.
I was watching someone else's live this morning, people I admire, and they were like pulling for Leighton Williams for Titanic. So I think a lot of people were really happy with that.
Mm.
I guess they play the iceberg. I
yes.
don't,
Yes,
but
yes, the iceberg bitch. Am I allowed to say bitch? But that's what they say. So yeah, they and I think it's really cool. Like Jim Parsons, sure he's great, but yeah, to me it sounds like that like the fan favorite.
yeah, I haven't heard
Yeah.
any buzz about Jim Parsons' performance or Constantine Rassouli
Mhm.
in.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
I will say I'm very partial because one of my dearest friends from grad school who I lived with for like 7 years played Jim Parsons' role for months and months and months. So he has my heart in
Michael
that part.
DiLiberto?
Oh no, Russell
Oh,
Daniels. Do you know him? I don't know
no.
if you know. He understudied Josh Gad in
Okay.
wait, but I also saw um
Michael DiLiberto?
yes, yes.
I
Who
used
was
he I used to work with him in the merch world way back
oh
when.
my gosh, he was great too. I saw him in it I think twice.
I almost went to go see it when he was in it. I wasn't a big fan of the movie Titanic, and I sort of understood what the musical was, so I was like, but now I
Mm.
need to go.
Yeah. Well,
I would be curious what you think about it after you see it because it's a lot of like theater culture and a lot of gay culture, which I love both of those
I'm sure I'm gonna. I
yeah.
what what's interesting in these nominations for supporting actor is Bryce Pinkham for
Mhm.
Chess. So what his performance is great. His role is one of the most atrocious things I've ever had to sit through. So it's that how do you divorce? Like he did what he was supposed to do. I just
Yeah.
hated what they had him do. So I think a lot of people that share my opinion on that character, he was the most reworked character. He's sort of like the narrator in it and breaks the fourth wall and does a lot of lame jokes.
Oh.
So like I hated that character, but he was good. But I think a lot of people are shocked and appalled by his nomination. I think that actually has
It's
nothing to do
the
with him and his
That's the
performance.
hardest part of critiquing theater is the production versus the actual material and how much do you weigh different aspects and that because you could have a story that you didn't really like or dialogue that you didn't really like, but the staging might be cool or the acting might be impressive and it's that's why when people are ranting and raving, saying this is the worst thing I've ever seen, I'm kind of like, really, really? I find that hard to believe, but I mean, to each their own, as they always say. Well,
There has been
there.
discussions because that's come up in the past of the shows like War Horse was a big one where
Hmm.
people loved the production but thought the play itself was not the greatest. So there is a
Yeah.
contingency of people who want like a best script, like a best screenplay, but best script, and then a best production of a play award.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there we go. I think we covered most of the main nominees and the shows. So, as much as you can for people who haven't seen a lot of them. So, I hope you found that helpful or enjoyable at all. Let us know what you think in the comments. And thank you so much, Mark, for you really helped us out in seeing
Pleasure.
as many as you had.
My doing my duty.
I appreciate it. So what have you got going on? You've got the Jeopardy and other fun
Yes,
stuff.
probably Jeopardy every once in a while.
Uh-huh.
And I'm working on more deep dives for that. So yeah, come
Cool.
check me out, Broadway by Ghostlight.
Very good. And Jax, where can people find you?
Jacqueline Collier on Instagram.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews all over the place, rachelsreviewstheater.com. Check that out. And make sure that you're following OnStage Blog Theater Podcast make sure you're following OnStage Blog all over the place. We have daily articles, really good stuff over there. So you definitely want to be subscribed to the newsletter. And also, particularly on the Facebook, they have a lot of good discussions that you can have. So definitely take a look at that. And if you have anybody that you want us for the actual awards discussion to have on to talk, to just make your suggestion in the comments and I'll reach out and we'd love that. And so definitely check all of that out. Please like and subscribe if you're listening on YouTube. And if you're listening on all the social medias, or if you're listening on all the podcast platforms, then leave your ratings and reviews. That's very helpful as well. And thanks so much, everybody. Congrats to all the nominees. Bye.
Yay.